Kiddos, today we are using a website called Lexile.com to find books that are within our suggested book complexity range. You'll see the same link all over this handout. The reason why we're doing this is because we want you to be able to identify your own Lexile levels. We want you to be able to use this website, and also later on when we get money to buy books, you can suggest which books we should pick out. I have put your Lexile score in PowerSchool. To be clear, it does not affect your grade. That's why it's purple and italicized. However, you have the information there. I'll update it when we take the next diagnostic. This is the video. We're going to take a look at this website. So when you tap it, it'll suggest this site, which is exactly where we're going. If you take a quick look here, you can search by title, author, keyword. So you could search like World War II, or you could search puppies, or ISBN, which is the number that's next to the barcode on the back of a book. You can search by grade. So if we wanted to, we could search by 8th grade, by 7th grade, etc. And then eventually today, you'll be searching by Lexile. Looking back at our handout, you see the first book that we are looking for is called Nazi Hunters. And there it is. Since these two were written by the same author, they show up together. Now I find out some information on this page. The first thing I find out is that this book is a 1000 Lexile book. Lexile measures text complexity and vocabulary. So we'll see that some of these books that have really heavy ideas and very mature concepts are not necessarily high Lexile level books. It's just vocabulary and complexity of sentences. We also see here that the age range that it's suggested for is us, page count, and a very small synopsis. So I come right over here and I put 1000. Next book we're going to look up is called Night Witches. Back over here. I see the book I'm looking for is here. These other books also have witches and similar ideas. So we can see that this book is a 710 Lexile, so it's lower Lexile than Nazi Hunters. However, because of the content, it's suggested for older kids. This will be something for you to keep in mind. So here you'll put 710L. After this, you're going to search up the Lexile level for Nazi Saboteurs and The Book Thief. For part 2, I've given you this handy little chart. Number 1 in orange letters says, according to the chart, what is the Lexile range for your grade level this year? So if we're 8th graders, the range is 1010, and the upper range would be 1185. So then anything higher would be naturally considered higher. Notice there's a little bit of overlap. That's on purpose. So in PowerSchool, you're going to see that there's a purple italicized Lexile level there. It will not affect your grade. It is not for points. It is for information. So look up that score. The only kiddos who don't have a score were kids who were not here for the test, but I have a plan for you. See me separately. Let's pretend that my score was 900. This would put me at a grade 5 Lexile. Now let's pretend that my score was 985. This would put me at grade 7. Now we'll pretend that my Lexile was 1245. This would put me at the beginning of grade 9, but 1245 would also go to 11 and 12. Now these go up, I believe, up to 1380 in 90 or 1400. Once you're in college, nobody pays attention to this. Now tell me what 2 reasons you think you scored like this are. This is based on your iReady test. Once you're ready to go to part 3, you're going to come back to this area and you're going to search by measure. So now if my Lexile is 925, I type in my score and then I hit enter. And here are tons and tons of books that are within the range of that score. But what if I want to search by interest? I can go 925, and let's say that I really, really like animals and science fiction, and dystopian fiction would go here. And I also really like science. And maybe I want something in a series. So then I go search. And now these books are all in my range so that I can get a book that's interesting to me and it will be something that's not so frustrating for me. So now, Bigfoot. I see that this Bigfoot is 880. That's pretty easy for me at 925. So I'm going to say title is Looking for Bigfoot. Who was the author? Bonnie Worth. If you click on her name, I believe it will take you to other books that she's written. And we said the Lexile level was 880. And now, what I'm looking for is a sentence or 2 about what interests you about this book. So I'm going to say, I don't believe in Bigfoot, but I know other people do. Make sure you capitalize that. And I know I spend energy, money, and time on something I think is stupid. No offense to anybody who loves Bigfoot. I want to know, so I seek to understand. So now I found one of the books I'm required to. I need to find at least 3, 4, or 5 is even better. There's tons and tons of stuff to look through here. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to be thoughtful. And if I want to, I can grab some of the books here in our classroom library and check out what the Lexile is for those. So that when I finish the book I'm reading right now, on Wednesdays, I can look up one of the books that I have looked at in the classroom. And look, this one is not here. So that's going to happen sometimes. Oh, it's because I'm in the Español section. A ver. Oh, that was right. There we go. Now this book, the one Why Chicken Means So Much to Me, is only a 600 Lexile book. But no way would we read that book with 3rd graders, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I say that the Lexile doesn't necessarily mean that something is automatically worth reading or automatically worth throwing away. I hope this has been helpful to you. You have the rest of the period today to find books within your Lexile. Let me know if I can help you to get this handout completed.